it's TV Saddles, and today I got solo dub. Unfortunately, I lost the recording for it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into replay mode and do a voiceover over it and explain how the game went. So I land, I'm gliding. And in a second I will start looking around to see if there are any people landing with me. I didn't see anyone. I thought I was all by myself. But looking at the replay mode map on the bottom right hand corner, I was not alone. There was someone else, the green arrow. The other white arrows are all just henchmen. At this point I hear shots, and that's when I figure out that there are in fact people here and I wasn't actually alone. And this is what confirms it. I see the actual player, the green arrow, in front of me. This is when I took some shots, but I missed most of them because I did not have very good aim, because aim assist was nerfed. So this is where I just forget about him. But then I see that henchman shooting at something, and I realise that there is a person in that building in front of me, and I see him there. So I try and shoot him. I hit him twice. Then I keep shooting that because I thought that that was the player, but it was actually just a server box. At this point I forgot all about the other person and I just got back to my looting. I get rid of my normal green AR for a burst because I was out of ammo. I need to find another ordinary AR over here. but for some reason I did not pick it up, or the ammo that it was next to. This is when I see the person. He decided to flee, which was coincidentally also good for me, because I did not have the health to fight him right now, or at this point. Here I just give up on finding ocean to get the mythics, and I just use the boat to try and escape storm. But at the same time I'm really worried because that henchman was spraying me. Here I see the helicopter landing, and I have no idea why, because he wasn't in circle yet. So I thought that he would be trying to shoot me, but turns out he was actually just stopped to loot for some reason. So at this point I switched the boat because mine was slightly damaged from the henchman, and I did not feel confident in fighting people, and I got really worried when I saw all of those marauders, because all of those marauders against one person isn't exactly very fun. I pick up those fishing rods because I really wanted to try and ride shark. That did not happen in this game, but I will have a lot of Season 3 to do. In that house I got a med kit, so I'm at 150 HP, so I felt more confident in being in this boat in the middle of the ocean. I came here because I saw the chest, but it was a bit useless, a med kit and the blue pistol. Then I hear these shots, and they don't look very good, they're not building like at all. So I just decided to try and steal the kill, despite them sniping me. This person was not being the best player and kept jumping, so I just tried to get shots on every time he was in the air. It worked a few times, and the other times not as well. I decided not to get the hunting rifle because I'm not the best at sniping. I see that fishing spot, so I use my fishing rod that I used in hope of a shark would come to maybe get a slurp fish. That's twice in this game where Fortnite has been kind to me. Gave me a med kit in that house in the ocean and a slurp fish from that fishing spot. At this point I had 200 health, and there were 15 other players excluding me. I did not know about the pink one at the time. Then I'm quite sure I hear his footsteps, so I start crouching. I will start crouching. There we go, here. So I decide to just sneak up on him. But I think bots have aimbot now, because he was shooting me through the rock. but not actually hitting me because of the floor that was in the way. So I kicked him out of my game because he wasn't actually very good. And here I did not know about yellow, so I just keep moving. But there were lots of builds, so I was being very careful, and I start crouching again. I also forgot all about the storm. I saw him, but I decided not to shoot at him. This is when I figure out that there is yellow really close to me. So I just start crouching. But then I forgot Storm was still in the game, and I also forget how to edit. So I build a 1v1 and I use a medkit just to make sure I stay alive. And that medkit finished really good timing because he starts breaking my wall. Then so it's that wall, but I decided not to replace it and just do that. I have 2 launch pads now, and at this point I had 4 medkits as well, so I wasn't afraid of going into storm a bit. Okay, top 6. I'm doing quite well. I have decent loot. So what I do is I try and get to storm. Circle, I mean. But then I hear shots and I decide to go towards them, but not dolphin swim because that could give my location away. So I see him. I tried to take a shot, but I was just too late because he jumped into the helicopter at exactly the right time. So he runs away because I am very intimidating apparently. He's the second person that fled in a helicopter. So I just try and get to them. This is where I actually marked that building that Green built there because I thought he was in there. So I figured that out. And spoiler alert, he made it into the top 3, Green did. The music starts playing and I feel really scared because I have no idea what that music means. So I was going to just camp in that room, but it wasn't in circle. So I see this loot, I see there's a gold charged shotgun, and I go back for it. But I thought it was going to be a trap because gold charged shotguns are still quite good, even though, despite being a charged shotgun. But no, that house was completely empty. I loot this chest, get nothing from it apart from 30 ammo. Then I decided to stay here, but then I realised the circle was far away. So I have to sneak out. I see him in the bush because I could hear him go into the bush. But I decided to just leave him because I know that he could be able to see me, but I couldn't see him. I see that shark there, and I'm not sure if I still have a fishing rod at this point. I might do, I might not. But I decided that riding a shark will give my location away. And I really don't want that to happen because I am not the best player in the world. I was going to camp in that bush, but then I realised the circle again. So I just swam to this island. I see that mythic drum gun, and once again I am very skeptical, and I thought it was going to be a trap. Looking at it now, I did not realise that there was also a grappler there. That I'm not sure I would actually need in the end game. Okay, top 4. I have 166 health. I have 4 kills. I was planning on just camping. But once again I realised I was not in the circle. But I decided to stay in here anyway. Or not, I decided to leave. No, I decided to stay. No, I can't remember what I did. This is where I hear shots and I start getting excited because the more other people kill people, the more I don't have to. I just tried to run away. I did not think about that. I see him cranking and he starts shooting at me, so I just decided to build, and I was really scared, so I just put a launch pad down. I hijacked this person's base that was actually quite well crafted, and I got a few shots on him, but I had to reload. So I reloaded, and I sprayed in. There we go, that's done. So green, as I said, is in the top 3, because it is top 3. I get his gold tack, and I did not mean to put that down. And I also did not notice that there was a big pot that I would have wanted at the time, but realised I did not actually need. So I tried to just camp in here, but then I realised I am not in the circle. So I stay here. The circle is going really slowly because it says 6th circle out of 9. So I decided to do the slowest tunneling you've ever seen. I was going to camp in here, but I was still a bit skeptical because I did not know if I was in the circle or not. I hear shots and I get more excited again because the more other people fight, the more I don't have to. And I was hoping that the circle would stop, but it didn't. I carry on tunneling into them, just hoping that I wouldn't get seen. So he jumps in my box, so I just spray him, but the last person stole my kill, which is okay. Yeah, I was going to use a launch pad, but he used a crash pad and tried to put me into storm. I now try and find where he is, but I just didn't know, so I kept bouncing, trying to find where he was. I thought maybe he was in that bush, but I just didn't think so, because I went in that bush myself. So at this point, I don't know why he was invisible then, but there we go. That was my Victorial, my first dub of the new season, Season 3, Chapter 2 of Fortnite. Goodbye.